orgasms. Can I say that? Literally thought he died. Okay, clock it. Hi besties, welcome back to another TMI Girl Talk where I answer your spicy questions you're too afraid to ask your friends or your mom. You guys sent in a lot of good questions and I split it up into categories. So first we're going to talk about relationship and dating, then we're going to get into the spicy stuff, then we're going to talk about practical girl talk, and then we're going to end it off with healing and self-love. I feel like there are questions on here that I haven't ever touched on in any of my girl talk videos, like how to get the big O while doing the dirty.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's just get on to it. Are you ready, Cream Top? I'm ready, girl. First question, how do you deal with getting ghosted? I'll tell you a story of when I got ghosted. So the first time I was ever on a Hinge date, me and this guy were going on dates like back to back every single day for a week. This man was like texting me first. He was the one planning the dates and he had to go to Korea a week after. And I thought things were really good. He was gonna be back in like 2 weeks and he was like, okay, let's hang out again when I get back. And then literally out of the blue one day, he doesn't ever respond to me ever again. At first, it was so unexpected that I literally thought he died. I was like, I will confirm that he is alive and well. He was okay. I don't know what happened, and to this day I don't know what happened, but I was able to move on from it and like go on dates after that pretty quickly. I feel like if I had continued to text him and try to figure out what was wrong, I would have continued to be overthinking and just like putting my energy onto this person. Literally, if they're gonna ghost you, treat them like a ghost too, okay? Second question, how to move from a talking stage into a relationship. Make sure you are actually taking the time to get to know this person and feel like this is someone I see myself being with. How is this person around other people? How is this person with you? What is this person's values? Like, does it align with yours? Does their lifestyle align with yours? From experience, 3 months is a good time frame to figuring that out. Me and my boyfriend did not start dating until a year after knowing each other. I kind of knew that we were going to get into a relationship later because when we were in our talking stage, we were having those conversations like, what do we want? And the reason why situationships happen is because you guys don't have these conversations. Girls, we love being a little bit delulu and daydreaming and romanticizing things, and that's a beautiful thing about women, but don't actually act on it, okay? It will save you a lot of pain and heartbreak. Next question is, how do I know if he's the one? When you know, you know. Yeah, whenever I tell my single friends this, they're so shocked. They're like, oh my God, like, are you sure? Like, how do you know? And I feel like people might think that that's really naive. I know that I'm not looking at this relationship through a rose-colored glass, and because my relationship and my communication with my boyfriend is so healthy, we are constantly on the same page of building this life together. That's why I always say, like, when you're in a healthy relationship, a breakup, a marriage proposal, like those things don't really come as a surprise because you guys should be talking about it. You guys should be trying to figure things out together. I will say, like, there's gonna be different phases. Like when you're first in a relationship, you guys are always gonna be going on these spontaneous dates and kiss and make out and be all like, ooh, butterflies in my stomach. When you're in a relationship longer term, you're not gonna be doing all those things, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the spark dies. Maybe things are just different. Maybe we do more casual things. Maybe we don't have these like crazy dates every week. And I think honestly, it's better. It's more like we are truly a team. I'm doing my day-to-day and it might be chill, but I'm doing it with someone. Final question in our dating category. What is the biggest red flag a guy could have? I mean, there are so many red flags. The biggest one, people who cannot handle their anger and who get angry so easily and don't know how to problem solve. Because in a relationship, you're gonna need to know how to problem solve. And if any situation comes up and your response is to just get really defensive and start yelling, I cannot work with that. Other red flags that I have experienced following a bunch of other Instagram models or girls that they don't even know or liking a bunch of girls' photos. I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not normal. He might do that when he's single, whatever, but when you're in a relationship and his response is to be defensive and just be like, oh, like it's okay, like why are you being insecure about it? That is not right. Now we're gonna get into the spicy category. Is it bad to masturbate? Maybe if you do it all day, every day, and that's all you do, like, okay, maybe you might have like an addiction. But overall, I don't think it's bad. It truly helps you know your body. I feel like as a girl, it's a very different experience. You need to lock in, you need to be at peace. So it is a very peaceful self-care, self-love experience and thing to do. Ooh. T, I can never hit the O when I'm with him. Should I tell him? Ladies, I've been there. I've been in those relationships where I've never hit that and I will always fake it. Honestly, you should tell anybody you're with, even if you're just with a situationship. This act that you guys are doing, when you guys are getting intimate, both people should feel good. And I feel like so many times girls are getting intimate for the pleasure of a man. Like, this should be an experience for you just as much. You need to tell whoever you're with how to get there. That's why I think masturbation is so important, because it allows you to figure out what is it that's gonna get you there. When you are having sex, there's no rules. So figure out your body and know what your body likes. So when you are getting intimate with a man, you can tell him, this is what I need. And when you have these conversations, you don't want to make people feel bad, but just come at it as a way like, this is what I need and let's try to figure it out together. You deserve to orgasm. Next question is how to get over the fear of having sex for the first time. This is completely valid. I have a lot of girlfriends who literally can't because their body is so tense and stressed that the hole is shut tight. Letting people into our temple is super vulnerable. It's important that who you're doing it with makes you feel comfortable and the temple will open up for them. And don't pressure yourself. Like, if you feel like you're not ready for it, don't force yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. Tell your partner, hey, I'm just not ready. There is no age. There is no requirement of when you should be doing that. It is up to you, and that choice is totally yours. If that's something you want to do and your body is really stressed and tense, maybe take some baby steps towards it. You don't have to do the deed right away, but you could every day get a little bit closer to it. What's an embarrassing drunk story time that I've had? I have a lot of drunk story times that I could tell you guys. If you guys don't know, I went to college in New York City, and New York City goes pretty crazy. I definitely drank a lot. And I definitely made a lot of mistakes. I think the worst one though that I can think of that I always tell people is I was blacked out drunk and I decided to run in the street. I'm a runner when I'm drunk. I ran and I fall face forward and fully chip like half my tooth. I was so blacked out that I do not remember this at all. So when I woke up in the morning to see half my tooth gone, and it wasn't just any tooth, it was my front tooth. But luckily, I got so lucky this night. It was insane. I had a girl that I apparently met that night while I was blacked out drunk. I don't remember, but she messages me and she was like, hey girl, I heard that you chipped your tooth last night. I am a NYU dental student and I can mold it back for you. That girl was my lifesaver. And she did a good job because look, can you guys tell it's this tooth right here? You probably can't tell. No one could ever tell until I tell them that story. And it's because that queen, she did that and she did it for free. Yeah, safe to say I don't ever get blacked out drunk like that, ever again. Yeah, college was crazy, guys. Crazy stuff happened. Okay, now let's get into the practical stuff. And there's really only one question here, which is what is the best underwear to wear? My favorite is whatever this is. This is a Victoria's Secret 100% cotton seamless underwear. I love a seamless underwear, not just because it's seamless and you can't see it whenever you wear any pants, but it just feels so comfortable. I don't know about you guys, but underwear makes me feel like my kitty cannot breathe, but this, it is basically like you're wearing nothing. The only thing is a lot of these underwears, because they're quite loose, are not the best for your period. So I definitely recommend getting a more fitted underwear when you're on your period and like a bigger underwear when you're on your period to make sure things don't leak. But like on the day-to-day, definitely this underwear. Okay, now we're gonna get into the last category, which is all about healing. The first question is it okay to text an ex for closure? I remember when I was getting out of my bad relationship and getting over it, I was constantly fighting myself. Should I get closure or not? Because the way me and my ex broke up was like, there was no closure at all. It was not a face-to-face breakup. It was literally over text. It was just bad, like zero closure. But at the end of the day, what I learned through all of that is the breakup is the closure. The chapter is closed. It's time for you to focus on yourself and focus on the next steps. Constantly feeling this need to get closure really held me back from my healing process. But when I finally came to terms, I don't need closure and I don't owe this person any more of my energy. That was when I was able to like truly move on. I feel like a lot of girls want to feel empowered and be like, oh, let me drop the mic and show you how much better I am now. But you don't need to prove to anyone that. You don't need to get your last word in because the relationship has has already ended. Okay, this next question is a really good one, and it's how to stop gossiping. I have always grown up in an environment where gossiping was like tolerated. I definitely am trying my best, and what I've learned is the best way is to find things exciting about yourself, to be the conversation. My mindset going into things is like, oh, I truly want to build a genuine connection. I really actually want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me. So let's focus this conversation on each other. Because when you build a friendship based on just like constantly talking about other people all the time, there's no substance. You don't actually know this person. There's no real connection. If I want to make quality friendships, and I'm sure so many of you girls do as well, then you need to learn how to have real conversations with your friends. That's not about other people. Next question, how to stop being insecure. We're human. We're all gonna be insecure, but it's figuring out how to handle that emotion. You kind of have to like gentle parent yourself when insecurity comes up. Try your best to be gentle. Don't feed into your insecurities. You feel insecure and it's because you're scrolling, stop scrolling. If you feel insecure around certain friends, stop hanging around those friends so much. Okay, the last question is any advice for adulthood. When you're in college, it's almost like you're in this like la la land. Nobody prepares you for how different life is going to be after you graduate. You spend most time by yourself. You're probably just working or looking for a job. So you really have to put in that effort to making those moments for yourself. Because I remember I spent like my first year post-grad in an emotional wreck. And that's why in 2025, I decided to make more of an intentional effort to make friends, make experiences, and booking trips for myself and going on road trips with my boyfriend. You have to put in that effort, and it's worth it. And I feel like, especially because this is a TMI girl talk with my girls, I appreciate my girlfriends so much more now that I'm an adult, because you're doing this adulthood thing as a woman and you want to have your girls there to do it with you and relate with you. Like, you want to have girls by your side to understand this process you're going through. Really hold your girlfriends close and put in effort into trying to see them and see what's going on in their life. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye!